Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my channel. Welcome. Wow, yesterday was yesterday was okay. But good news is that Bitcoin has bounced back from 44,000 to now that it's at 45,217. This is a good sign because as you can see from the screen, this support has somewhat been confirmed by the daily time frame. The daily candle bars are making a bounce back here. But just based on the graph, right? I'm sorry, I dived right into the technical analysis. Well, why not, right? Nobody is here to listen to my bad jokes or... Well, I can't really figure out what to say. Yeah, let's get back to the technical analysis. So what we're looking at here. So the very nice upward valley, the trend, it's doing a little bit of pullback here, right? And then the support is confirmed by this daily time frame, this chart. There's some support here. There's some, this is a bit difficult, but I'll give it a pass. You can't be that accurate. And then looking back here, interesting enough, there's also a couple support here. So are we still in the process of a uptrend? I would say yes. Just by looking at the chart, right? The higher highs, but there's no lower low. And in fact, the low is now slightly higher, if you know what I mean, right? If you look at this, if you look at the closing and the opening price for these two candlesticks, and then the price, the close and opening prices for these two candle bars, don't you think it's a tiny bit higher than here, right? Is that a good thing? From technical perspective, I would say yes. It means that we're seeing strong support at the 44,000 area. However, we're quickly approaching another ceiling, another resistance right here on the daily frame, right? So that's why the price kind of bounced back a little bit from the 45,600. I don't know. We're probably gonna need something very strong from the from the information from the news side. People will need something to push them forward after this major 4-day correction from the 48,000 area, and now the support. Now the resistance around 48,000, 47,000 is even more so confirmed by the most recent correction or downward trend. It's going to be a bit more difficult to break if there's not a significant, good news. People buy on the news these days, and unfortunately, some of the speculators, they also buy on the news. So, but eventually, every single price action is a result of people moving towards or against Bitcoin. So we don't need to be overly concerned about the kind of news out there. All we need to do is focus on the candle chart, focus on the chart so that we know what the fact is, and the fact is nothing but the price. All right. So having said that, I probably will not dive too much into Bitcoin because it's making a very nice recovery, bouncing back from the support at 44,000. I'm not sure if there's much of opportunity to open a position, simply because even though we're seeing a nice bounce back, the trend on the daily time frame is still not very clear, right? It's somewhat downward trending, right? It could come right back at here today. You never know, right? There's this very strong possibility. And chances are it either will need to make a breakout and then reconfirm the support here at 4,500, then keep moving up, or it will not succeed in breaking out at 4,500 and the price will probably come down to 44,000 again, retesting the 44,000. Excuse me. And either way, the probability could be 50% or even higher. I don't know. I mean, it's very hard to decide from this trend. So I would not be actively trading these couple days just because the direction is not that clear. But I still have this long mindset. So everything that I do, I will only be opening a long position. I will not short Bitcoin because the upward trend is still there. Even if the upward trend is no longer existent, we enter into a bearish market, I probably will still not do a lot of short positions, mostly because shorting and longing requires kind of a different mindset. If you do best when you lock into one, not both, because you are going to have two conflict mindset. You'll need to look for too many patterns, and that somewhat, just within your brain, it's probably not going to do very well if your brain capacity, it's not top notch. I personally have had great results if I only focus on one side, and if I'm trying to do both, I quickly become I will lose my mind very quickly and then and become this trading maniac that keeps losing money. So some of you out there might be able to do this, to do both long and short positions, but for me, I'm just gonna focus on the long position right now. All right, let's dive into the shorter or smaller time frame at 1 hour or 4 hour. Let's look for if there are really opportunities to make a trade. Right now, as we were saying, right, a nice bounce back from 44,000, and we're hitting the ceiling at 45,000. Maybe not a lot of opportunity right now. Even at hourly time frame, I don't know, because it's I would probably wait until a nice breakout. It's done at the 45,600 range, or I will come back and look at whether or not there's a bounce back opportunity at the bottom of the range, which is around 44,000 to there's give and take $500, just because on the hourly time frame, as you can see, the support line is slowly moving up. This is a good sign. It means that we are moving up for the bottom. So that's always a good sign. But on the hourly time frame, we're still seeing downward trend, right? Because this is easily verifiable. What you can do is, if it's downward, is lower high and lower low, right? And what you can do is you can just try to trace the trend. You don't have to use, this is very clear, right? But sometimes it's not very clear to your eyes. But what you can do is you can just draw it out, higher high, lower low, somewhat lower high, lower low, lower high. Okay, now so lower low, higher high, good. But the low didn't sustain, and then another lower low, and then a couple consolidations here, higher high, and then another lower low. We're on the way to higher high, but now the ceiling's here, so chances are it might go down. It might, but it also might go up like this. We will have to wait until the chart breaks out, or or come downward. Don't speculate at this. I mean, you can have your own opinion. People have opinions all the time. But in my case, or in the case for trading, especially for trading futures, perpetual contract for Bitcoin, or even Bitcoin, or trading anything, do not have or do not hold your opinion too valuable, because they're worthless. All right? There I said, your opinion, and mine included, people's opinion about the market are worthless. We like a lot of us try to gather all the information there is out there in the market, trying to make sense of what's happening. But really, in a fully open market, fully diluted open market, such as Bitcoin or even other futures contract market, all right, how do you know the news or the information that you read up is the full story, right? There's no way that you can verify the information that you receive covers the entirety of why the stocks or the market moves up or down. You just don't know. Even if, out of whatever information, out of whatever news story, analysis that you've read up, and it predicts that Bitcoin, for example, it predicts Bitcoin will go to $50,000 from today, like in the next few days. And it does, right? It made it to $50,000. And they claim that's because Elon Musk did whatever, right? And then this fork, and then this investment institution made this whatever, right? How the hell do you know that it's true? The price went up because the real reason that the price went up because there's more people buying than selling, and that's it. Any other reason analyzed afterwards will be just something that people guessing. Nobody knows the whole story. Nobody. And if you gauge the quality of information or your capability to analyze the market purely based on the result, and without having the means to verify whether or not your information or your source is actually valid, it's a very dangerous road, because that will be just resulting. What's resulting? It's you judge the quality of your decision or your analysis based on the result. And that's never a good thing, because you could be doing the right analysis and you could be wrong, because nobody's right 100% about the market all the time. You could be wrong, but does that mean that your analysis is incorrect? Or even though when the market moves in the same direction as you predicted, does that mean that your analysis is right? Not necessarily, right? You drove home safely after you've had way too much drink. You decided to drive home by yourself, and you arrive home safely. Does that mean that it's safe to drink and drive? Think about that, right? You cannot simply judge or gauge the quality of your decision or your analysis simply based on the result, the outcome. It makes no sense. All right? So, having said that, let's come back to Bitcoin. Not wanting to predict the market, I am saying that it could either go up or go down or consolidate between 45,000 to 44,000. there's a very good chance that it'll be consolidating for a few days before it finally finds a direction. But I don't know. If you're asking me, I don't know. I prefer, in my opinion, I want Bitcoin to go higher because I hold Bitcoins, right? And my investment portfolio will grow because of that. But will the market listen to me and go up? We don't know. And for what reason? I don't know either. That's why it's important to look at these charts objectively without thinking too much. You do not want to bring your own opinion or a story about this person said what that will make Bitcoin, 100,000 or even $1 million within the next few years. That's just bogus. But what do I know, right? Right now, looking at Bitcoin is still, even on the hourly time frame, is still on the downward trend. But it's slowing down. Look at this. It's slowing down. So it's always a good sign. And I think there's a very, very good opportunity that Bitcoin will break 45,000 either today or tomorrow. But I will be waiting here because there's simply no opportunity for us to get into the market right now. So and it looks like it's gonna make a few hours. It's gonna take a few hours to consolidate and then find a direction. So not much opportunity on the Bitcoin front. What about ETH? ETH. I still have my spot positions open. I haven't closed it. I hold a lot of Ethereum, but so my opinions might be tainted, but my analysis will not. So looking at the chart on the daily time frame, ETH, it's doing okay. It's just like Bitcoin, right? There's strong support verified at $3,000. That's good, because if it breaks at 3,000, people might be disappointed and start selling. After all, look at this upward trend, right? And right now, ETH is doing a very nice consolidation at around 3,300 to 3,000, between 3,000 and 3,300. So that's not a bad thing. I guess if you really have to, just because how Ethereum is adjusting or consolidating around this area, it might be okay. So there's a higher possibility that you'll be making a profit if you were to start trading at the bottom of the range and then trading for a long position, hoping that it will hit the $3,300 range again. So having said that, let's dive into the smaller time frame and then see if there's anything that we can look at. All right. Okay. So the best opportunity to get into the market is gone. At least based on what I need to do, right? However, you see there's this very nice box here, and chances are if ETH is gonna make a breakout right here, we still have an opportunity to trade, open a long position when the price breaks out, comes back, retest for the support at about 3,100. And if the support holds, then it could go up. So there's still a couple, like $200 margin for it to make. So that could be something that if you insist on trading at this point, it could be a good opportunity. I would probably I will focus a little bit on this area and then set up an alarm here if it breaks out, and an alarm here if it falls back down, because that's when I will need to know whether or not I should liquidate my position or keep buying more because the price just dipped. All right, so that's my trading plan for ETH for today. ICP, it's very similar to ETH. I've lost interest a little bit. I will be waiting for ICP to make a, I will be waiting for ICP to make something that's significant, right? Look at this. So it's also doing a range consolidation between 76 and 57. It's a very big range. But then for the last few days, this downward trend is forming. But the support on, I don't need to do this. A pretty strong support at $54. It's present. And right now, it's also trying to break out a somewhat, maybe a hypothetical resistance right here, and within this range. So I don't know, like I'll maybe do a up and down range. I'm not. Well, for people who are staying on the alert, right? This could be a good trading opportunity, but I would rather trade breakouts rather than range consolidation, because you look at this, right? Look at this. You have what? You don't have a lot of upside from here. That's what, $3. $3 is like well, if you do futures, maybe it's a different story. That's a 5% range. But then if you do spot, unless you buy a lot, like a couple thousand, and then the profitability, it's just versus risk, that is, it's just a bit, I don't know. I think it's too risky for my taste. I still will wait until the breakout happens, rather than jump right into the market when it's ranging for that. So, all right, so that's ICP. Solana, oh my God, let's look at Solana. I got, actually, good for me. I got into Solana yesterday at 60, 65. So this is the area where I bought in, because I can see, as you can see, right? I'm gonna just dive right into, because the daily time frame, there's really not much to look at because it's crazy uptrend. Let's look at the hourly time frame, right? There was this very nice retest of the 4-hour time frame support at $60 or even 58, depends on how you look at it, right? So I was able to get in here when the retest has completed, and then another step up happened for the support right here at 63, and then another one here. These two are the very nice positions, are the best positions for you to get into the market, right? And then it went straight up right after this. So this is actually the best position for you to get into at what, 66, 67. And then I got in here. I bought I bought some, and then it shoot up here. But now look at all these shadows here, and this is probably a sign that it'll be oh, actually it's already going downwards. But what I'll do is I will focus on 74. Let me do this. So there could be this opportunity here. If it makes a retest, if the retest succeeds at 74, then I'll continue to increase my position. And if the retest doesn't happen or 74 doesn't hold, I will liquidate. So this is basically what my trading plan for Solana. Just because, right? There's not a lot to look at 4-hour. It'll be the same at 4-hour time frame. Daily time frame, maybe here, but then this is an upward trend. Daily time frame wise, the upward trend is still not finishing. Even 4-hour, the upward trend is still there. So I will not sell But let's see where the Adams reflection can tell us where we should sell, right? So this is a nice breakout. Let's do the first one here. I'll include all the wicks, and then I'll do a reflection here. Oh, okay. So it looks like based on Adams reflection, it's telling us that $80 is the maximum that it'll reach. That's interesting, right? And here is this. So, and the second chart is telling us that okay, so the price will enter into consolidation at about 78, 76. So what I'll be doing is I'll be looking for consolidation around this area. If the consolidation doesn't happen, and then starts dropping back, I'll be very closely focusing, watching the $74.50 area. And if holds, I will buy more. If it doesn't, basically means that the upward trend is once again done, and it's probably a good time to get out of the market. And you can still make a nice profit right here, right? This is what almost $8. If you happen to buy 1,000, you make $1,000 of profit, right? That's nice within a day. Within a day. So Solana is something to look at. FTT, I haven't really spent too much time focusing on FTT, but look at this. It's actually not bad. FTT has made some significant breakout, and what this looks like, this is a very, very bullish trend. Look at this. It went deep down into 42 and then quickly got pulled back up. And if the support can be retested or confirmed at 46 again, I'm going to go all in on FTT. This is a very, very, very good point of entry on the daily time frame. This means that, look at this, very strong uptrend. So, all right. So what I'll do is I will set up an alert here to alert me of, okay, retesting, reconfirmation of the support, and then I'll move up the alarm so that I know when it makes a breakout. On the hourly time frame, yep. So I'll just patiently wait for FTT to drop here, because after this, it must drop. If you don't believe me, let's do a quick Adams reflection. Okay, so yeah, see, this is where this is where for this, based on Adams theory, it will go up here or here, this, and then this might not be the most accurate one, but it could be telling us that it's going to come down and then do a couple consolidation, then shoot back up. So this could be the plan. All right. What else? Dogecoin. Dogecoin is something that you guys should, like, at least I will be paying a lot of attention to, because look at the daily time frame, right? It's amazing. After this long-term short trend, it's finally going up. And then it's retesting the support at 0.283, and then it moving it back up. This is a very, very strong bullish sign. I will get in right here if the retest is confirmed. It looks like the retest is confirmed, but you don't know, right? Look at this. So this is just 1, 2. So the retest has happened twice. It could come down again, like boop. And then if the retest is somewhat confirmed again and the trend starts going up, I will be buying a hell lot of Dogecoin right here because this is a very, very strong sign. So my trading, but this might not happen for a few hours or even a few days. So I'll be waiting. I'll be patiently waiting. But would you say that if I don't get in right now, would there be an opportunity that Dogecoin would just shoot up like this? Yes, absolutely. And when that happens, what can you do, right? Don't just, I would say just don't rush in. Don't buy on the volume. It's just, well, you might miss some opportunity to get rich, but you're also dodging. You're also dodging a very, very possible scenario where the price will shoot up then fall right back down, because this happens in crypto. If you've been trading long enough, you know that this happens way too often. And the number one thing that we should do is always look out on our back. Don't just focus on the profit, also focus on the risk. Don't chase this. Wait. If this is tested, supported by around this area. Even now, the price level here is a bit higher than I want it to be. I want to buy in here, but there's not enough support confirmation, right? There's not enough support confirmation yet. It could, because look at the trend. It's still downward trend, right? It could just go right through like this. But if it doesn't, after a couple more confirmation, I will get it. This is my trading plan for the next few days for Dogecoin. All right. Another coin that we should pay attention to is AVAX. I don't know how to pronounce it. If I butcher the name, please correct me in the comment section. But look at this beautiful chart. Beautiful, right? Beautiful chart. This is the daily time frame. This, right? I don't know what to say. Here we have an opportunity to trade here, and then the next one will be here. It's not that nice, but it's still okay. Look at this, right? If we get into the 4-hour retest, so ooh, wow. Okay, let's look at 1 hour. Ooh, okay. So look at this, right? Very, very nice breakout. Test once, test twice, test 3 times, then shoot up. Remember what we're talking about? Dogecoin testing the support. If you're not patient, right? If you got in here, and then you're like, yay, and then right, and then yay. If you bought at this level, and your stop loss will be triggered here. Not setting a stop loss? Are you crazy? It could just go like this if you don't have a stop loss. Right? Don't ever trade without a stop loss, especially, well, spot market maybe. But you still need to keep in mind that the average break-even cost for your coins. But, you know, futures, perpetual contracts, always have a stop loss. Always have a stop loss. I just hate to see your hard-earned money burning. All right, if you don't have a stop loss, because I will be the one who's taking them from the other side of the market. Maybe not me, but somebody else like me, because we always have stop loss. All right. So what will happen? I don't know. But always wait for retest comebacks, because this is what's gonna happen. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. It's all right. Okay. But I will be paying close attention to AVAX. It's just quite interesting to see it shoot up like that. All right. So that's it for today. Thank you. And I'll see you maybe in the afternoon.